Good morning, or should I say good afternoon to everyone. Today is a blessed and beautiful day. We're having an interview with Telishia Berry. And the tea teacher, y'all, I know, y'all see my afro? It's hot. So I'm trying to hurry up and get it done. But we have her today, and she has so many fabulous books out there, y'all. The Baptist Junkie. She has the Girl Get Up and Win. I read that one, and it brought tears to my eyes because it seemed like every one of those people that brought their stories was amazing, and it was hitting me all in my face. And to have a magazine for us, our people, it is an amazing thing. So as further ado, we want to welcome Telishia Berry. How are you doing this afternoon?
I am awesome. How are you?
I am wonderful. Wonderful,
Good.
wonderful. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Woo, about me. Okay. Well, I am a mom. I'm a mom of four, two, one son, three daughters.
Oh,
I am originally from Flint, Michigan. Been here in Los Angeles area for about 18 years now.
okay.
What else? I publish a magazine, Courageous Woman Magazine, and some extended spinoffs, Courageous Men Magazine, as well as authors who launch.
Yes.
And we also help women share their stories. I've helped over 200 women share their stories, either in their own book or in our anthologies. I absolutely love helping women share their stories.
Sweet. That is wonderful. That is wonderful. And I see behind you, you have some of your covers of your magazine. And
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was just, women, but it's for men also. Yes.
Courageous Man, that's Michael Jai White. He is an actor. Yeah.
Yes. And it's just amazing, to find a magazine that is not just out to make money also, but this magazine is to help people to like you said, to just tell their stories. And let me tell you, I have a lot of stories about my life. I am also a mother. I'm a wife. I'm a mother of four, three boys and one girl.
Opposite. Okay.
Yes, yes, yes. I am originally from Enid, Oklahoma, but I live in the K County, which is Ponca City area, for almost 21 years.
Okay. Wow.
Yes, yes,
And
yes.
what state is that?
This is Oklahoma.
Oh, still Oklahoma. Okay.
Still
Okay.
Oklahoma, still Oklahoma, where the weather does not know what it wants to do.
Okay.
So,
Like me.
yes. So I'm a stay-at-home mom. I homeschool. Well, I did all our children through school.
Wow.
So
I did that for a spell.
yeah, I all the way through it. We have our last son
Wow.
that's getting ready to graduate from high school, but it's an amazing deal to have a Black woman to win these awards. I saw on your website you've won recently here some awards. Can you tell us about that, about your experience on that?
Oh, wow. Trinity International was, well, I guess the most recent was Danger Man Hero Awards.
Yes.
That was awesome. I love Danger Man, and he's here in Los Angeles, so I've been a part of some of the events and booking some of my clients on their events. But I had never even thought that someone would nominate me, so that was a blessing to be considered a hero. So that was a blessing to me.
Well, it is a blessing because we don't have very many of our people to do things, to venture out. There's always been a stigma, on us. But to see someone, especially a woman, that's an amazing, that's a blessing. That is truly a blessing. Because I tell you, I read that Get Up and Win book that you had wrote, Girl Get Up and Win. And every one of the young ladies' stories hit home because I'm like, oh my God. It was one lady up in there that was talking about how her parents didn't accept her because of her different sexuality. And I was like, oh my God, people is that that cold, that mean to people, it had really hurt me. And like I said, it just I have a lot of stories, and there's a lot of young people out there that got a lot of stories that just don't know how to express and don't think nobody wants to listen. But as we can see,
Yeah,
they
absolutely.
are.
That is one of my favorite books. I love all of our books, but that one really, like
Yes,
you said, it really touched home for me and
it
my
did.
heart. And it was 40 women and one
Yes,
man in that book,
yes.
authors. And those stories really, really, a lot of people have been blessed by those stories. And I love those stories. And actually, we're doing a Girl Get Up and Win 2 coming up. So,
Oh, I cannot
so
wait.
that.
I cannot wait because and I read too. I saw that one of the authors that was in one of your books, did she pass away?
Yes, one of the authors. She actually was in 2 books. She was in Girl Get Up and Win and A Prayer Can Change Everything. So yeah, we did recently
Oh,
lose an author to COVID.
well, so sorry for the loss. This virus is really hitting any and everybody. It does not discriminate against nobody. But the book you just mentioned, the prayer book, Prayer Changes, and it does. It really do. It change your whole life when you think that even when people is not there to listen,
Mhm.
God is there always to listen to whatever God people serve. The
Mhm.
only God that I know, he
Mhm.
listens and
Absolutely.
he's there.
And that's pretty much what the authors, especially in that book, is
Mhm.
sharing your story. You don't know who needs to hear it at
That's
that
right.
time, and
That's
who,
right.
like you, have been inspired, empowered by these stories. So I encourage women. A lot of women say, "Well, I don't know if I should tell my story," or "I don't know, my story might be too deep." But you never know, because
You don't.
a lot of the things that I'm doing now,
Mhm.
or when I started Courageous Woman, it was because I
Mhm.
started to share my own personal story. In the beginning, I wasn't sharing my story at all. I was just
She's like,
sharing everybody
mm-mm.
else's story because I was looking for motivation, not
That's right.
realizing that even what I was experiencing as to why I even started the publication,
Mhm.
not realizing that my own story would also be inspiring to other women who may be dealing with what I was dealing with at that time. So
Yes,
you never
yes.
know about your story. Somebody needs to hear every single time that
That's
I
right.
speak on a platform or I'm in a live setting when we were able to do that. Uh,
Mhm.
Someone would always contact me afterwards or even at the show and tell me how, their lives, how it resonated with them. So you never know who needs to hear your story.
And that is correct. And like you were saying, people can be so afraid to tell their story. I'm a talker. So anybody want to hear my story, they can. And like I said, I have several different stories from the time that I lost my mom at 17, and it just keeps adding up. Uh, and I had talked to another young lady. She's in her 20s, and she says, my voice has been on mute for so many years. She said, I never could find my voice until now. And I said, your voice has always been there. Unmute that voice and let it be free. Because if
Mhm.
you keep your voice being mute, who else can you help? You can't even help yourself. We got to have that process of healing ourselves first. Then
Mhm.
we can help heal somebody else. And I just thought that was the most wonderful thing for her to even admit that she needed to
Mhm.
be unmuted and to find her voice.
Absolutely. And you
Yeah,
know how we would say sometimes a closed mouth won't get fed?
that's
A closed mouth can't get hurt either. A closed mouth
correct.
can't impact or empower people if you
Mm,
keep it to yourself.
that's right.
Don't
That's
speak
right.
up.
So what made you, I see that you have male and female on your magazine. So what made you do the males? I mean, also with the females.
Well, actually, it started off just a special because I have so many men that would say, it's courageous women. Oh, y'all talk about it and stuff. What about us? And so I decided after years and years of hearing that, I said, you know what? After the George Floyd
Yes,
issue that we had, and it was worldwide
most
news,
definitely.
I wanted to hear men's heart, Black men. I
Yes.
wanted to hear how they were feeling. Sometimes
Yes.
that's what we need to do for our men, is to
That's
ask
right.
them, really, because they have loads and loads of
Oh,
things on them and they don't know how to express always. And so I wanted to know, how
yes.
are you feeling? And so that
That's
was
right.
the whole point of the premise of that publication. And it was just a Father's Day special. And I asked all of the men that. So that was what that issue was about. And then it just kind of took off, and we've done it a couple more times since then.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. And that is true. Our Black men have a lot on their shoulders. First,
Mhm.
because they're men. Two, because they're Black men, and they
Mhm.
have to protect us Black women. And so they have a lot on there. And with that George Floyd, it was so terrible to see that event, and to lose a Black man in that era. But it is, us women, we're behind the scene.
Mhm.
We're taking care of everything behind the scene, where our men is like a gate. They're in front of us. And I have three men, well, four, with my husband included, four strong Black men. And then our grandkids, we have more males than we do females. But they are our protectors. And that is a good deal to ask them to be involved in what we do instead of always the women. But to
Mhm.
me, like on my podcast, I have more female followers than I do male followers. And I always trying to get the males to be involved too. So I have to ask them questions. so so they won't think I'm leaving them out. Not at all.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
how long have you been doing the writing of your book and telling your story?
The writing of my book, or the book
Of your books, the
of the
ones that mhm,
Oh, I did my first novel in 2013.
okay.
Actually, it was completed in 2006. It actually sat on my computer
Oh,
until I lost the computer and had to do some parts of it over. And that's why I
oh,
tell people, don't procrastinate, don't live in fear, because I
yes.
had some issues with dealing with that story,
Mhm.
and it just sit there for 6 years, almost 7 years. And finally, something just rose up on me. It was like, okay, it's time. I had, gone through some challenges in
Mhm.
relationship and needed to free myself. And that was part of my healing process, part of me springing out and doing what I
Yes.
feel God has called me for at that time. And I'm like, okay, I just threw everything out. Let's get it done. Let's get these dreams
She said,
done. Let's
let's
get
go
this
now.
back. And I went forward and produced that book, The Baptist Junkie. And
Yes.
that was 2013. And so now it has been written as a screenplay. It's now being shopped. So
Wonderful.
I'm super excited about that part. That's like my baby project. So
She said, that's
I'm
mine.
super excited about the next journey of Courageous Woman.
Oh, wow. Wow. I know when we had first started texting, I was like, well, I can write. Like I said, my whole life can be about 6 or 7 books. And so I started writing a book. Now I'm on like chapter 6 of my book.
Good.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
The why am I here and what is my purpose? So I
Okay.
can't wait. I can't wait.
I can't either.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yes,
That's
because like I
awesome.
said, we all have stories, and I just don't want to keep it in and not help somebody else.
Yes.
I want to let it just let free, hey, let it go. Because once you let it go, it lifts a burden off of you to where you can move, you can progress in your levels of maturity and wisdom. So to me, that's good.
And that is everything. Being
Yes.
able to lift something by just sharing your story. So that's why that is the number one thing I'm always preaching to women. Tell your story. It's not about you. It's going to heal you,
That's right.
but it's
That's
going
right.
to inspire and empower someone else. And that's what I didn't get at first when it was just sitting on my computer
Collecting
for
dust.
years. And I was going on doing something else. I'm like, did you write a book? Oh, I wrote a book. I had to remember that I even wrote a book. I've written several that I have not published yet. So I was in just a funk, a fear in my life
Yes.
at that
Yes.
time, and I just wouldn't move on certain things. Certain things
Mhm.
I'll do, but certain things I was like, no, I'm not gonna do this one. So I had to free myself even from feeling that way. And that's a lot of women that come to Courageous Woman. That's where they are. But our
That's right.
goal is to get you out of that, get
That's
you
right.
going, get you move. You want to speak, you want to teach classes, you want to get your brand open up and start a business. We inspire you to be courageous and go ahead and do it.
Yes, and that's good. That's good. Actually, you should get t-shirts. Do you have t-shirts?
Yes, we got a new T-shirt that I pick up tomorrow. It's for Mother's Day. It's called Courageous Mom. So
Oh, sweet.
yes. So that's on our online. If anybody wants to get a Courageous Mom shirt for Mother's Day, it comes with pearls, necklace, and a mug. So it's gonna be
Uh-oh. She said, and the
fun.
mug.
Courageous mom, because like you, there's so many courageous moms who had to do whatever you needed to do to make sure that home was good, to make sure a hubby is good,
That's right.
all of
That's
that.
right.
That is
That's right.
a job. I know I was married for 22 years, so I know what that life is about. I'm happily divorced now, but I understand that process.
Yes.
Someday I'm going to get married again. Just waiting on the Lord on that one.
That's right. That's right. Patience, he says.
Yes, but there's so many moms and that our workload is often just
Heavy.
heavy.
Yes.
And in order to get through the schedules for the kids, you got 4 kids, in order to get through the schedules, and all of my kids are going in different directions. This one had to be
Yes.
over here, and this was involved in this one. And I was like, but you have to find a way to balance, to keep sane.
Yes.
And
You have to.
and you have to courageous your way through all of it. So
Yes. Yes.
I am all for the moms. I am that. My kids are all adults now. Hallelujah.
Okay. Now you got grandkids.
Yes, and I'm a grandma. Yes. So
Wow.
it is a blessing. So I'm happy to honor moms.
Oh, most
We
definitely.
have moms making moves that we do every year. So that is our next. We're posting them now and celebrating moms.
Oh, sweet, sweet, sweet. That's amazing. That's amazing, because mothers, people really don't realize that mothers are, we accept, take the front. We're not the front person, but we're behind the scenes. We take everything.
Right.
We got to make sure the husband's fed, the kids fed, the homework's done, the hair is done, the clothes, all that, has to line up. And
Right.
I had a podcast I just done. It's called Communicating and the Secrets That We Hold. Because we communicate, yes, but not knowing we still have secrets that we're still hiding behind. Like you said, oh, nobody don't want to hear my story. Oh no, I'm shy. I can't talk in public. Oh no, I don't want to offend nobody with what I have to say. But sometimes we got to be like, look, Jesus, you take the wheel, you go ahead and drive the car. I'm gonna sit in the back seat and I'm just gonna let it all go. I'm letting it all happen, because sometimes as being Black people, we don't communicate like we should. We don't talk. I come from a family, my grandmother had, oh Jesus, a sloot full of kids. And my mother, she was a single mom and she raised 3 kids. And sometimes sometimes we didn't sit together to eat. Sometimes she had to be at work, so just me and my sister, my brother. But she made sure everything was done. She made sure that our clothes, we had the best of everything. So women are the backbone of the family. And sometimes we just got to breathe and take time for ourselves. Because when your kids are all grown, it's like, okay, what do I do now? How do I live my life?
How do we do it? I'm trying to not work as hard.
Yes.
I work like 20, is there 29 hours in a day?
What's going on?
Not enough, but yes, but I'm really big right now on self-care, because, when we're not in the alignment where we should be, then all other things is out of whack.
Yes,
Schedules
yes.
out of whack, health out of whack. Like, you gotta find that time to balance work and life. Even though my kids are grown, they're still around. I still have to be mom. I'm grandma now. So
never
it's
ends.
another level, but it's still, you have to find that balance and you have to take care of you.
Oh, sweet, sweet. See, that's just wonderful. I wish we had that type of empowerment down here in Oklahoma. Because
Well,
we don't.
I'm on my way. When you get it going, I'll come.
That's what I'm trying to do down here with the young ladies, even the young men. You don't have to be little. Know what you are worth, because you are worth a whole lot more than what you think you are and how people portray you to be. Absolutely. Come out of that. You don't have to dress a certain way, or you don't have to act a certain way. Just be yourself. Because my kids, they're like, Mom, you don't never wear makeup. Or Mom, I don't never see you. I said, I used to wear makeup, but they say, well, I don't ever see you go get your hair done. I'm Afro. I have been natural. Me, my daughter, and my sister, my two nieces, we've been natural since 2004. And so our hair would get real long, and then we'll cut it off again, and then go back out again. But I said, I don't want to have no chemicals or nothing. I want to see how it is to be natural, and then beauty is in everything. I
was about to say that. I said beauty is in all of our hairstyles.
In everything.
We want the hair is yours. You want to wear natural. Yeah, absolutely. I love it. It's very natural. It's awesome. It looks awesome on you.
Yes. Well, thank you. Like you said, beauty is in everything. Absolutely. In everything. Now, hey, if people want to wear wigs, that's on them, but they make it, you make it your own. And I think that's so beautiful that who we are, we bring out, and it's just, I saw the couple of your magazine pictures. Boy, them ladies was so beautiful on there. Their skin was just so beautiful. I'm like, oh, I'm like, oh my goodness, with that fashion, just it's like you can just feel the aura and just them being themselves through the magazine. It was amazing. So it was amazing. I'm like, oh my God. And my husband was like, what are you doing? I was like, she has inspired me to just, hey, let myself go, breathe, and just start typing. Just start typing and just be myself.
Yes, and I know that once it is complete, because you're doing that, because you're being yourself, someone is going to be inspired. And I'm going to say that you're going to be a best-selling author.
Well, I thank you so much, and I cannot wait for that other part 2 to come out of your book. I'm excited for that Girl Get Up and Win part 2. I know it's going to be amazing. I know it's going to be amazing.
That is definitely the hope, that it will be as amazing as the first one.
Oh yeah, now is the same people going to be in this one also?
No, it'll be new authors.
Oh, yes. So I know that you love every author that you have worked with, but there got to be one author that you would just pick out of all.
Oh my goodness. Well, you know what? I love all of the stories. When I go through the story, I'm often in tears. I'm often so inspired. And, there has been some women and men who really, really have opened up their hearts and allowed themselves to be free and share and transparent and just tell their stories. And that is the beauty of what I do, just helping women get there, get there. Get to the healing part. When you tell your story, you're on your way to the healing part of that story, because a lot of times they have held this for so long, and just getting it out and seeing that there's somebody that responds, whether it's in a comment and whether it's on Amazon, is somebody saying, oh my God, thank you for sharing your story.
That's
the beautiful part. And they would tell me, it's like, oh, Telishia, I got this comment and this person said this. And I said, you just had to tell your story.
You have to. Oh,
it's a blessing. And like I said, for real, it's been healing. Even reading some of the ladies and some of the other books that we publish, that I see the process of, and then they're going on, they're speaking and they're doing other things, writing other books. So it's a blessing to watch that.
Oh my goodness. I'm just getting goosebumps already. just even talking to you. I'm over here blushing. Oh my goodness. It's amazing. It's amazing. Like I said, I wish more women and men would come out and get into that healing process, because there's a lot of people in this world that has been through a lot, even if nothing traumatic, but they still been through something. They can express, because like you said, you never know who's going through the same thing that they are talking about. I had talked to another young lady, and she was talking about her abuse in her marriage, and it just brought me to tears. But in that class, she didn't know that half of the ladies was going through the same thing that she was speaking about. And then after class, the ladies came up to her and she was like, "How did you know that I was even going through that?" And she was like, "I didn't. I see by you expressing yourself and telling them your testimony, look what you have done. You have opened doors for these ladies to be free of what they was going through." So I thought that was good too. I was even in tears. They looked at me like, "Your husband don't do this," but still, it was heartbreaking to me to even think that people go through things like this in life. That are afraid to even express it.
You know, abuse has no, it doesn't discriminate, and
No, it does not.
it doesn't have a look, unless
No.
you're being physically abused. Most people don't do that. A lot of bruises are hidden. A lot of bruises are just not visible, period. Someone who's been emotionally abused, you're not going to see that, especially if they're well kept and you see them smile, you see them dress nice, you just don't know what is going on in someone's house. So
you do not.
I definitely had that experience where I've shared my story, and then other women will come out and say, "Oh, this is my story," or "This is similar to my story."
Wow. I have been in several relationships that has got a little bit physical, but I left. I told myself when I met my wonderful husband that I was only gonna get married one time, and we're not gonna put hands. We're not gonna do this. But I can say 21 years of marriage. He's still so sweet as he is, still the same as when we met.
That's good. I mean, that's wonderful. That is really wonderful.
It is. It's just a blessing to enjoy life.
Yeah.
And to get that, it's like a diet. You got to eat the right foods to be healthy. It's the same way as getting things off your chest. If you can't tell somebody in face to face, type it out. Put it into a book. Before you know it, you didn't wrote a whole, 4 or 5 books just in half of your life stories in books. And people don't think, "Oh, well, it's not going to sell." Don't worry about that. You just go out and tell your story, and you let God do the rest of it. You just take the first 2 or 3 steps. So that's what we got to do, in this world, because our generation, our grandkids, is our next generation. So we got to have this already established for them, so when they come out or grow up, they know, hey, I'm somebody. I can express who I am. I can express my feelings. I can be all that I can be, and still be a mother or a dad or a sibling or a grandchild. So I just think that's an amazing deal. Like I said, I have on my Kindle have read probably about 10 of your books already, and I'm like, I'm not even stopping, because it hits home. It does. I'm like, what? And then you read them, and it's like you miss something. I don't know.
And that's the thing. Every time I reread a story, I find something else that somehow I missed that resonated more. So definitely, I love rereading the stories. And like I said, it's been well over 200. I don't know what the number is, honestly. But we have, I love, the stories and how it has help the women to grow and to do other things. That I love to see that when it really pushed them to get up and win by just telling their own story. It pushed them up. So
that's right. And it has pushed up several, and probably thousands and thousands of other women and men. Let's don't leave out our men that you know, to tell their
Yeah,
story.
gotta
And
remember the man.
you got to. Remember the
They remind me, I'll get a DM. So you over there talking about all these women and you don't talk about us.
Where are we at in this story?
I'm like, but it's a courageous woman.
Well, now you have courageous men. So
Right.
that's a wonderful deal. And like I said, I'm so excited that we got to do our interview. We've both been busy and then the death of my family. So I said, Lord, if it's meant to be, let it just happen. But I thank God that it did. I thank God that we both got to share a little bit of our information on here, and you're just a blessing. You know, please don't never stop. I don't want to cry. Don't never stop telling or writing books, because you do. You bless me. If nobody else, they'll never get blessed. If nobody else, they'll never tell you. Your books and your magazine has blessed my family and my life tremendously, that now I am finding who I am. Yeah, I probably try to get teary. Girl, I can't get teary. Okay, who I am in my life. So it's a blessing. My daughter even reads it. And when I did my podcast over your book, Girl, Get Up and Win, you have over 30 people that have listened to my podcast over that book, Girl, Get Up and Win. Oh, wow. You have 40 people on my podcast that have listened to me talk about your Baptist Junkie. So you are being heard.
Oh my
Believe
God.
me.
Oh my God.
You are being heard.
Wow. I mean, just hearing that, thank you so much. I mean, thank you so much for reading. Thank you so much for, being part of Courageous Woman and following us.
Most
that
definitely.
is a blessing, and just kind of, reminds me, because sometimes I get, been out of shape and I'm like, oh, I'm overwhelmed. And it just reminds me, even to just hearing that, to just keep going,
Yes, please do.
I'm always telling women, go, keep going. But sometimes I need, some encouragement as
to
well.
Hear
so
it.
Thank
yes.
you.
Most definitely. Most definitely. So before we end this wonderful interview, if you had just say a couple of words to people, or women or men, what would you tell them? How would you encourage them?
My whole talk, even our conversation is don't quit.
Yes.
Don't quit, no matter how it looks. Like I said, I was going through a very troubled marriage, and I needed to free myself. And how I did that, I just began to work on my spirit first.
Yes.
I had to consult with the Father first.
Amen.
I had to listen to the word first. I had to listen to even gospel music that inspired me, empowered me. I get up and walked around the track every day and listening to TD Jakes and listening, listening to the ministry that empowered me.
So wonderful.
And then it inspired me to use my faith more.
Yes.
To do what I needed to do, and to believe that God was going to be with me in every move that I had to make. And when I finally made that move, even when we started the publication, I didn't have any money. I was in a restart of my life. Someone said, I have, you want to start your publication, you're going to need some money. I didn't have it.
Wow.
I had started. I tell women to start where you are, use what you have. I had absolutely nothing.
Ooh.
I had to start. I left with one suitcase and a child. And I decided that I'm going to activate my faith. And I looked at my account, and I didn't have, my friend said, you need at least $30,000. I was missing some zeros. I didn't have that. I had $30 in my account. I had just started working, and I didn't have a paycheck, but I said, God, it's something more. I know it's you calling me for something. I'm just going to do it. And I took that $30 and I got my brochures made. I went out to the community and I talked about women being courageous and sharing their stories. Yes. And that's how I started with that $30. I raised the money to produce the publication. We distributed 4,000 copies of the magazine, and that's how I started. I just walked in it. I just believed in it. I knew that God was with me. And I just
Yes.
went. So I tell women, start where you are, use what you have, believe,
Wow.
believe.
Believe in it. And you know, the Bible says if we have faith as small as a mustard seed,
Must see.
we
Yes,
can move and do anything. That is
yes,
wonderful, wonderful.
yes, yes.
You say you have a store with t-shirts. Do you have a website they can go to?
Yes, you can go to courageouswomanmag.com and subscribe there. You can follow us on Instagram at Courageous Woman
Yes.
Magazine. If you want to reach me, it's info@courageouswomanmag.com. We have the t-shirts. We have Mamas Making Moves coming up. We even have a couple of
With the coffee
anthologies.
mugs.
Getting to Healed is also an upcoming anthology. I help women
Yes.
share their, you want to write a book, I have a boot camp coming up. You want to write, and want to get in the boot camp and say, you got a story, I'll help you write your story.
Sweet, sweet, sweet. Y'all heard it first from the TT to y'all. Y'all about to saw the teachers cry, get a little emotional. I know it don't never happen. Okay, but today was the day to just let loose and just, it was amazing. It was a blessing. So I do appreciate this. I appreciate you. From my heart to yours, my love will never change. It'll stay the same.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so much.
You. Thank you for having me. I appreciate
You're
you.
welcome. You're welcome.